According to the text I've been getting from my mom, we gotta finish this review fast so we can go watch the news. I don't know, something about Tic Tacs and grabbing pussy, I don't know.
Wow. It sounds like it would be funnier than this movie.
Oh, come on, man. You didn't like this movie? Aren't you glad that I waited until you got here to see this? Because I didn't know, this came out last weekend, and we didn't go see it last weekend, but I didn't know if there was a stupid comedy that was going to come out for me and you to see. I didn't realize till you got here that middle school was coming out. I'm glad
you kept that present for me.
Masterminds, and it's the last one, too.
It's not even the best movie called Masterminds.
No!
This one is painfully lacking Patrick Stewart going down on a jet ski wearing a Man United t-shirt singing Glory, Glory, Man United.
Totally. Like, throughout this, I'm like, can I just be home watching the Vincent Kartheiser Masterminds?
Or Hard Target.
Yeah, it shows Hard Target in the movie. It's reminding me of several other things I should be watching. You know they don't give a shit about a movie when in the ending blooper reel you can see the original title of the film.
Armored Car. Yeah.
Armored Car, which was apparently the original title of the film because it's on the at the end in the ending blooper reel.
It's the ending blooper reel, which says we've realised that this movie didn't have many laughs in it after all.
Yeah,
I mean.
This is the second movie we've watched today that had a blooper reel at the end. Not Birth of a Nation. But the tinkles. We watched Precious Cargo, was it?
Precious
Bruce Willis and Mark Paul Gosselaar. That ended with a blooper reel. None of the bloopers had Bruce Willis in them.
Not even in Mastermind.
Yeah.
What blows my mind with this movie is that it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And this is one of the largest robberies in America. It's still among the largest to this day. This was a true story that happened in 1997. They robbed a Loomis Fargo of $17 million, and it was called the Hillbilly Heist. It was I think it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And you know, this would make really good material for a movie. It's this is sort of like Pain and Gain.
No, totally.
Yeah, and if Pain and Gain was really stupid and limp.
This movie is like, okay, if your problem with Raising Arizona is that it's good and you want to see something that sucks, go see Masterminds.
Yeah, Masterminds is a terribly I wouldn't even say boring. It was just sort of there on screen, just flopping around.
To me, honestly, though, it's not any worse than Jared Hess's other movies.
It kind of feels a bit different from Jared Hess's other movies.
Did you think so?
It feels faster paced. A lot of the I'm thinking of stuff like Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, and they're a lot more slower paced. They're not really
the humor's similar in both of them.
The humor's similar.
Weird.
There's a lot of stuff about funny hairstyles and trends.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, there was the odd kind of giggle when, Zach Galifianakis, he walked around carrying an armband with CDs. That got a chuckle out of me, but there really isn't that much sort of funny detail here, to be honest. And
it's just quirky for the sake of trying to be quirky and weird and awkward.
Like the bag of Starburst minis that I had during this movie, or Opal Fruits if you're an old-fashioned person. It was a whole bunch of flavorful things that coming together tasted very, very unfortunate.
Oh, that sucks. You should have gotten the Raisinets like I did.
I mean, this movie was shot 2 years ago. This was meant to come out last summer, and...
What do you mean? It was shot in 1997. That's how delayed this is.
It might as well have been. It's such a half-assed movie
I saw a trailer for this, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah, because this was meant to come out last July, and then Relativity fell into financial trouble, so they kicked it to October, and then they cancelled it altogether because Relativity went into bankruptcy, and Relativity has come out of that bankruptcy, and now it's releasing all this wonderful slate of movies that no one gives a flying fuck about.
Oh, thank God I finally got to see this.
Thank God you managed to see The Disappointments Room. That was their first release. Oh man, you know what we should do to signal the reopening of our studio? dump movie.
At least this one I saw a trailer for. Like, I had never heard of the Disappointments Room until it opened. I'll say this, like, this is probably a better movie than the Disappointments Room.
It's probably a better movie than that Halle Berry kidnap movie.
Well, now we haven't seen that one yet. It could be good.
Reverse the Call.
Yeah.
She reversed charges. That's what she did. That was a corny joke, but it's still better than the jokes in this movie.
And you hadn't gotten the trailer for Kidnapped yet. You're like,
No.
I haven't seen that one, and I'm like, oh, I've seen it a few times. They definitely showed a preview for that in front of When the Bell Breaks. You know what the thing of this movie is that while I didn't like it, because granted, okay, I'm not the audience for this. I'm really not much of a Jared Hess
the
fan.
audience that we saw this with, some of them really liked it, although I
can kind of see an audience for this.
Although 2 people walked out, so let's be fair.
If you really like Jared Hess movies, you'll probably like this. This isn't the kind of bad comedy I've seen where I'm like, who in their right mind would watch this piece of shit?
Yeah, it's not a completely terrible one. It's just, at best, crushingly mediocre. I would say, if you're a Saturday Night Live fan, this might be up your alley, because this is definitely a Saturday Night Live movie. I mean, isn't it produced by Lorne Michaels?
It is, and Leslie Jones is in it, Kristen Wiig. Kate McKinnon, who does the same... I have the same problem with her in this that I did in Ghostbusters.
She's doing a lot of weird faces.
Yeah, it's kind of like... just being weird for the sake of being weird with really no context.
Yeah.
Just kind of doing odd things. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's talking like a serial killer in this film, but this is a Jared Hess film, so she's not the only one who's doing that in this movie.
It's just a bit of a boon to the marketing department, because they managed to get 3 of the cast members of the new Ghostbusters, and entirely by accident, because of course the old marketing campaign didn't highlight that Leslie Jones or Kate McKinnon was in this movie.
Not that I remember.
And Leslie Jones was really wasted in this movie. I remember I really liked her in Ghostbusters, and
so did I.
She's not actually that bad here. It's just
she's not.
She's given absolutely no jokes to work with.
Well, she's kind of playing a straight man role in this. The character she has in this movie is honestly one of the only characters that acts like a human being.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say she's much of a comedic character in this film. She's the cop who's trying to find him, and she is good. She turns in a good performance, but I wouldn't say it's a comedic performance.
I'd say the SNL alum that steals the movie is easily Jason Sudeikis.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
Jason, I really like Jason Sudeikis.
He struggles into this about an hour into the movie, and his character, some of it is really forced, especially when he bonds with Galifianakis for the most stupid of reasons, in that
for similar reasons that Batman and v Superman started bonding.
It turns out that the fake ID that Owen Wilson has given him, it turns out that it's the Hitman.
Name's my name.
Because that makes sense.
Sudeikis, though, Sudeikis is one of those actors who he can make me laugh in something that's shit.
Yeah.
Most of the laughs I got in this were him. And I can say that about other Sudeikis. Like, fucking Mother's Day. Bad movie, but Sudeikis is charming as fuck.
Pass.
I didn't see Hall Pass, actually.
Oh, man, the reunion of Owen Wilson and
That's
Jason
true.
Sudeikis.
Here's a big problem that I had with this movie. And honestly, a change as easy as this could have saved this. I don't dislike Zach Galifianakis.
If you weren't going to bring up Zach Galifianakis, I was. Cause
I don't dislike him. There's things that I like him quite a bit in. I'm sure if I thought about it, I could think of something that maybe, okay, well, I like him in the first Hangover, not so much in Hangover 3, but like other things, I've liked him just fine in. This... What the fuck?
I am sick and tired of his weirdo shtick. I'm done with this. I'm really done with this. This is the same character he played in the Hangover movies, and it's very similar.
If his character on the Hangover was like a shitty character from King of the Hill, like
he's playing a real person who supervised the movie and apparently was completely okay with these gags that made him look like a fucking idiot.
Well, maybe the guy is in real life, but like I doubt
to the point that the movie shows it, because the gags in this movie are really infantile and obvious from about the first second of where they're gonna go.
He's such a fake character in this, because everyone else, they're over the top because that's the kind of movie it is, and some of it is just like Kate McKinnon. It's just weird for the sake of being weird. Galifianakis in this movie with this, just has this fake Southern accent through the whole thing.
The bangs.
With this fucking Bucky Larson hair going on in the goddamn movie. Like I'm watching a fucking Happy Madison production. Yeah, that through the whole movie. And watching it, I'm like, okay, I don't know how much it could have saved just either switching out the lead actor or just directing him differently.
Or maybe not having stupid scenes like having him eat a dead tarantula.
Yeah, there's gross out scenes in this movie that are out of nowhere.
You mean the swimming pool scene in the middle of a montage that's one of the worst special effects shots I've seen all year.
Where he shits the pool.
He shits the pool, and even the CGI guys, he seems to sabotage it because it's just like this brown sort of mist. Because they couldn't. Apparently, you can't do that as a practical effect. You can't shit in the pool as a practical effect. No, we have to CGI that.
So he has Mexican food and shits himself in the pool.
This movie is hysterical if you think that Zach Galifianakis going around in fucking stupid disguises is the most hilarious thing ever.
I guess he took me out of this movie every time he was on screen, which is unfortunate because he's the fucking lead
and our romantic interest.
And then you had Owen Wilson right there. Owen Wilson could have played this part. I'm not saying it would have made it a good movie, but would have made it a little more tolerable. Like, I couldn't stand Galifianakis' performance in this.
Galifianakis is annoying. I mean, I'm one of those guys, I have to admit, I get annoyed by Galifianakis, even because I'm so used to his hangover shtick that's a real impediment to me enjoying a film with Zach Galifianakis. But even still, this performance is... This
is much. This is too much.
Yeah, way too much. He was clearly told to sort of quirk it up, and he delivered. I mean, there's a scene where he's going through there's a good chunk of the movie where he's going through the airport in this blonde wig with cat eye contact lenses.
Yeah,
and look like Jesus mixed with a cat.
I'll bet Jesus had a cat. Like, I don't know whether to blame Galifianakis or Jared Hess, because I've seen other Jared Hess movies where it's similar. Like, I like Jack Black, but fuck Nacho Libre. Seriously, like, he gets a shitty character out of Jack Black and Nacho Libre. This fucking movie with Galifianakis, I don't know who to blame here.
I'm gonna blame Galifianakis.
Maybe, I mean, yeah, but like, I like him fine in other things. I do. I really enjoy his stand-up. And in I thought he was fine in the first Hangover, and I like Due Date.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be fine in Keeping Up with the Signs, where he's not, where he's actually playing a human being. For a change.
Totally. I mean,
it's quite funny to see this that was shot 2 years ago while having a trailer for Skinny Galifianakis.
Where he's noticeably skinnier. Yeah. In this movie, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it with his character. But saying that, though, I'm sure this movie could have an audience even with that, because I couldn't fucking stand Napoleon Dynamite, and that has an audience.
The thing is with this movie is what really got me is that I looked up the true story of this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things about what actually happened in this heist that are really funny.
Yeah.
Like the bit where Galifianakis locks himself into the truck, that's actually a flip, because what happened is he locks themselves out of the truck in real life. Apparently what drew the cops to the character played by Kristen Wiig in this movie is that she went to a bank teller and said, what is the most amount of money that I can deposit into this account without arousing the suspicion of the FBI?
That's funny.
Immediately followed by, don't worry, it's not drug money.
That's funny.
Why is that scene not in this movie? That's perfectly good material, and yet we have this stupid plot where they're running, where Galifianakis is running around in Mexico. And again, apparently when he was going around in disguise, because the whole disguises thing is based off the fact that he actually went around in disguises, but there's never a moment like there was in real life where someone goes up to him and goes, "You look like a guy that just robbed a bank."
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And the movie isn't... What happened with okay, what is the real life resolution with Kristen Wiig's character? Because they didn't really mention that at the end of this.
You know what? I can't remember, but it seems very weird the way that they treated her character in this movie.
Like, they don't really... They set him up like it's this love story between the two of them, but then she's really not mentioned at the end, except she went to jail, and then it says that she also served like 7 years or something. They tell us not once, not twice, but 3 times that $2 million was unaccounted for. There's even no consistency in how stupid Zach Galifianakis is in this. No. Because this movie opens with him shooting himself in the ass. At the end, the gun accidentally discharges and blows a thing up. But yet there's other scenes where he's just fighting people rather well. And knocking them over the head and tying them up. And doing some stunt shit with a car.
Everything feels really lazy in this movie. Like this, like I said, the connection between the sort of bond that forms between Sudeikis and Galifianakis feels really forced. Everything kind of the actual resolution of the movie, where they just happen to be right next to the FBI vehicle, and he just manages to get a confession out of it, and it just cuts to Leslie Jones inside the van going, "Yeah, we got it." Cut to black.
The end. No, the movie actually ends with the funniest gag in the movie.
Yeah, it actually ended with a laugh, and then they played the outtakes, which weren't funny.
It does end with a laugh, and of course it has to do with Sudeikis, who was the best one in the movie.
Yeah.
When it first, the movie introduces Sudeikis by showing him eating a ball of chicken skin.
Yeah.
And it's pointless like most other things in this movie, but man, Sudeikis can make something like that work.
He really he really embraces the creepy side of that character.
Yeah,
and
he does.
He makes that funny, but at the same time, he makes the character legitimately threatening at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when he thinks Owen Wilson wants him to kill one of his sons.
Yeah. I mean, even a stupid gag like he gets the antique musket off the wall. As soon as he gets it off the wall, you know that it's going to backfire on him, because that's a stupid gag. But Sudeikis still manages to work something funny out of it.
He does. When he says, "Talk to me, I'll bet you have stories," puts it up to his ear, and he's like, "Damn, I don't speak Spanish."
You kind of want to see a movie about Sudeikis' character far more than you want about Galifianakis.
No, totally. Like, even going into this movie, and it's because I really like Jason Sudeikis. I could tell going into this, like, I will put money down Jason Sudeikis will be the best part of this film, and he was.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a low point though, because there are so many jokes that really kind of bomb in this movie.
Probably the gross out gags.
Yeah, probably the gross out gags, but arguably the lowest point might be the really stupid pointless scene where Kristen Wiig and Kate McKinnon fight in the middle of a fashion store.
Oh yeah. Oh god, and there was another gross out gag in there too.
Yeah, because they awkwardly introduced the what was it?
Vag-Away.
Vag-Away, the huge tub of genital ointment that McKinnon has. She just introduces that in a conversation for no reason other than the fact that it's the punchline of that scene that it gets all in her mouth.
You could describe nearly every scene in this movie, and at the end of that sentence, add for no reason. Yeah. like honestly, but whether it's squirting Vag-Away into Kate McKinnon's mouth, or Galifianakis eating a tarantula with the shit coming out of its mouth, the poison coming out of his mouth.
Or the guy that goes to Owen Wilson's party that has the microphone on him that...
Oh, yeah, Ken Marino's in this.
Yeah, where he has a booger whistle because he's asked to breathe through his nose, and that's the one gag that you do with that, apart from the fact that when the propane gas blows off, it blows his shirt off and reveals it. But other than that, they literally do nothing with that gag. They devote a scene of setup to that and then don't do anything with it.
You could have cut that whole character out of this movie.
Yeah.
And Ken Marino being wired does not factor into the resolution of this film.
Apart from the FBI being apparently just being there at the end of this movie, that's the only reason why that would still be.
Even then, like a quick rewrite, like they already suspect him. Like, all right, like maybe they're just sitting outside his house watching. Like, I don't know.
I mean, because like I said, the basic sort of details of this are here. Like the fact that he went out to Mexico and he spent ostentatiously and got the huge expensive hotel. That's an actual thing. The Elvis painting was a real thing that Owen Wilson's character gets. Little details like that are accurate. The fact they did actually hire a hitman but then they expand upon it in the most stupid of ways. I can't recommend this movie.
Oh no. Well, we should get to the joke at the end of the film.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like a few here and there throughout the movie, I would kind of go like,
yeah, there was a lot of chuckle moments, but for a comedy, that's really insufficient laughter.
At the end, I genuinely laughed at this random ass gag where Sudeikis picks up Galifianakis from prison after Galifianakis gets out, and Sudeikis is standing there with a similar haircut as that Galifianakis, and then the trunk of Sudeikis' car open. Some guy who's tied up just comes out of it and starts running away.
Yeah, he's covered in duct tape.
He's covered in duct tape. Sudeikis is like, oh, that's all right. I got his teeth in this bag right here. It's the second movie in a row we've seen with someone getting their teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
And then the guy is shot.
Yeah, he's shot by a sniper.
He's shot by a sniper at the prison. And Jason Sudeikis is like, oh, that's why you're not supposed to go jogging around a prison. And then they drive away.
That was legitimately funny, and that was the final scene in the movie.
Yeah, it was. Like, well, I guess they saved their best joke for last. No, I can't recommend this movie either.
Yeah, unless you're a diehard sort of fan of the actors involved, or sort of Jared Hess or SNL, this might be a rental at best. This is the kind of thing that will fill up TV schedules. Otherwise,
this is going to show on Comedy Central a lot. I couldn't even recommend it based on the fact that if you like the actors who are in it. But I would say that if you've liked everything else Jared Hess has done, I don't see why this would be the one where you'd be like, no, not that one. No. So in that regard, you might get something out of this. Me personally, no, I couldn't, I can't recommend this even as a rental.
No. I mean, I've seen I've seen far worse comedies this year. I mean, in a year with 50 Shades of Black and Grimsby, this is, by comparison, mostly harmless.
Oh, it is, but it's not enough for me to say.
Yeah.
Even, like, no, it's not
a super low bar.
No, it is. Like, even though it's like, okay, it's not like a miserable, piece of what the fuck ever, like 50 Shades of Black or Grimsby. I mean, I still can't justify wasting your time on this movie.
This is a movie that has sat on the shelf for years, and I'm pretty sure no one was asking for it to come out.
When I started seeing trailers for it again, I forgot that it even existed. I was like, wait, I remember that movie from like 2 years ago. I'd
imagine even the actors involved were, Masterminds. Well, I guess that'll come out at some point.
So I gotta go on the talk shows and promote this shit. What's the other one? There's that Thomas Jane one, like, was it Before I Wake or something like that?
That was the movie that the Disappointments Room replaced. They replaced it 3 weeks before it came out and put the trailer out 2 weeks before it came out. So I think that's been rescheduled for... I don't think that's been rescheduled yet, but... You know,
let's just say it's January.
Yeah. Relatively, he's got a whole schedule of movies that no one gives a shit about to get rid of. It's like, good luck getting out of the red, guys. We wish you all the best. But seriously, make some movies that people will actually go and see, not Masterminds.
Yeah, this didn't do very well last weekend. I mean, I don't know how much this movie cost. It doesn't feel like it's that big of a budget, but I really don't know how much this movie costs, so I don't know how much of a loss that it has, really. But the movie is, I gotta say, it's not much different than I thought it was gonna be going into it. It's
a waste of really perfectly good source material that you could have made a really funny comedy out of. Instead, it's just stupid.
If you had someone behind it, like, the Coen brothers, or even like Pain and Gain, Michael Bay, like that, or honestly, as bad as like the sequels of The Hangover are, like, Todd Phillips would have made a better movie out of this material.
Yeah, he really would have done. Mm-hmm. This is it does feel very Hangover-light in spots. Very, very Hangover-light. I mean, it's PG-13, so of course it feels Hangover-light.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, we'll find out towards the end of the month how it stacks up against Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Starting to get sick of that trailer. We got that in front of this again. I can't remember what other trailers we got. But yeah.
Kevin Hart, what now? That pretends like it's an actual movie.
I'm sick of that trailer. I've gotten that trailer a bunch of times.
We saw a TV spot earlier that almost entirely. No, it didn't feature the stand-up section of that movie whatsoever.
No, it didn't.
It made it look like Kevin Hart was hanging out with Halle Berry. That is false advertising.
The poster is like, the theatrical trailer shows that it's a stand-up film, but the poster is him in front of a giant explosion. The TV spot we saw earlier is what makes it look like a spy spoof with him and Halle Berry. Like, wow, they are falsely advertising the shit out of this.
Yeah.
It's like doing a TV trailer for like Eddie Murphy Raw, and it's just the scene with him and his family at the beginning of it. Wow.
Apparently that's next week, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what else comes out next week.
It's The Accountant's out next week.
Oh, sweet. I'm actually looking forward to that.
And Max Steel, this thing that you keep telling me about that I've not seen a single trailer.
I will show you a trailer when we get back to the house, after we pop on the news.
It's a good thing I'm flying back next week, so I can... Actually, I'm disappointed because I won't be hanging around long enough to see Max Steel.
I'll tell you all about it.
I'm sure you will.
You want to promote your... sites like Daily Motion?
Oh yeah, YouTube? If you like my stuff, I'm on YouTube as www.youtube.com/filmbrain. But my full catalogue is on Dailymotion, dailymotion.com/filmbrain. You'll find the complete catalogue there. YouTube isn't. I don't have everything posted on YouTube for obvious reasons. Take a wild guess.
Yeah. All the porn. Hardcore.
But yeah, I'm going to be doing quite a few reviews when I get back. I've got The Joys of Inferno, and I'm doing Doctor Strange as well later this month. And The Benefits of Trolls. I'm the sacrificial lamb for that. So
nice. I'll also be at Trolls. I mean, you before me, but eventually I'll be at it. All right. Well, thanks.
Because you can't fight this feeling.
That's exactly it. No, it's because I really want to see the Asylum knockoff, and I need the context first. Well, thanks for seeing some shit with me.
Always a pleasure.
See ya.
Take care.